Everything 30.
Yeah, man. Press my shirt, then I can put it for stand up, so.
Yeah.
Press touch.
Yeah, man. Touch, man.
Sure.
The cut. We are cut.
See
That's a go on.
Virgin.
Listen, I'm a boss, and I respect.
Respect, man. Give thanks,
I
man.
respect.
Yeah, man. Mission accomplished, man, for real.
The Cut is brought to you by Flow.
It all come down to choice.
What would you do if a date asked you how much you weigh?
Leave.
It was going so well until
Ask him how much his mama weigh.
all new Family Feud.
Take control of your energy whenever and wherever.
JPS, powering what matters. The time by the My JPS app is
9 o'clock.
The following program has been rated PG-13 and is suitable for viewers over the age of 13 years.
We're back on the road with another banging episode of Corner Office. Today we are sweeping in a total different direction. We are en route to somewhere in St. Catherine where I think that maybe the average Jamaican, don't come over here so too often. Question. Let me pull over a little and ask a question. Can you spell equestrian? That's the word. I literally had to go to Google to learn to pronounce and to spell the word equestrian. It was E-S-Q. Let me just try that. In the wise words of Mr. Palmer, saddle up because it's racing time. All the riders, join the line. Follow people. Join the line. We're heading to somewhere where you will not believe it is here in Jamaica of this extremely unique corner office. Find some nice ranch, but we can see what's going on. The place, listen to me, where am I at this point in time? The place is so peaceful, it's so tranquil. Like, this is exactly what I want when I grow up. Because it's the ideal place. I feel like I'm a royal Palm Estate. Like, I wonder if we can rent somewhere at least a piece. But I'm going to find Sir Julian. You're fine before you're fine.
Carlton. Nice to meet you,
Nice to meet you in person, Julian.
Yeah, man.
I was just saying to myself a while ago that the place here is just so peaceful and tranquil and
it's one of my escapes coming here to work every day. So
nice.
I love being here.
I'm looking on the acres. Situate us, Julian. Where exactly are we?
Just off the Mandela Highway in St. Catherine. We're at the Kingston Polo Club.
I'm so intrigued to find about how did Julian ended up here on this property.
Yeah.
Training.
Yeah. It's a long story, and I hope you have some time. We can sit down and talk about it.
Because guess what, Julian? We are here today in your corner office.
Yeah,
it's a unique spot to be, Julian.
Yes,
we have never ever experienced a corner office like this before, which is what makes it kind of special still.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a conversation, Sir Julian.
Definitely, man. Follow me.
Sir Julian, you said that I needed to have a lot of time on my hands, really and truly, to kind of hear the story. Because I'm so intrigued to find out, how did Julian ended up on this 5-acre property? Did Julian say to himself, when I'm a little boy, I wanted to take care of horses?
I always start the story by saying I'm a country boy at heart. I grew up in a town called Yorton, St. Catherine. I went to the Yorton Primary School. My grandparents were both principals at the school, so grew up in a respected family in the community. Very strict. I mean, you can imagine growing up with your grandparents, how strict they can be, but also the love that you get. Where I grew up, there was a horse farm about 15 minutes in Bogwalk, owned by a lady named Mrs. Betty Waits.
Okay, big up Miss Betty.
And going to and from, I used to pass the farm every day, seeing the horses, and you know, kind of fell in love with them from afar.
Yeah.
Didn't really have any interaction close up. But I used to bother my mother every day to tell her, please just bring me over so I can see the horses. And I think
that was about what age?
Well, this was about 7 years old. So, you know, really young, you know, just getting to experience a lot of things in the world. And one day she relented and brought me over and introduced me to Susan Waits, who was the first person that put me on a horse.
Okay.
And she always tells the story that the first time I went on, it was natural, you know, I just, you know, interacted and connected with the horse, and, you know, the love started from there.
So did you have a love just for the horse that when you're passing by, or overall animals in and of itself? Did you have a love for animals as a young boy?
Well, definitely. We had chickens, pigs, cows. We used to have to wash pig pen. We have to tie out the cows, the goats.
So it's proper country living. Country living. Okay, I understood. Proper country living.
That's it, and I think that's part of who I am now, and I'm very happy and proud that, you know, that I had that experience. You know, coming from a family that doesn't have a lot of means or extra to support.
But one would say, Julian, that if you're going horse riding, you have money.
Exactly.
But you are dispelling that myth right now, that's not the case.
No, I can stand here and say that I'm not from a money family.
Okay, but you had access.
Yes, had access, and the coaches that saw the talent in me really invested in me.
So the farm, they didn't just only have the horses, they were actually trainers?
Yes, so they trained. It was actually a riding school. It's Ponderosa Farm in Bogwalk, and that was my first introduction to actually learning the technical part of riding.
Was it still at age 7, or you're getting a little bit older now when you started doing the classes?
Well, now growing and doing more classes. I remember even I used to take taxi from school to the farm. Even when I didn't have lessons, I was there. The grooms would throw me up on the horses, and you know, I get extra rides even when I don't have lessons. So I think they saw that dedication in me too, and the love I had for the sport, and slowly they started to invest in me too.
You're now in high school. What high school did you attend?
So went to Arden High School.
Arden, big up Arden, My wife is from Arden High School, alright, nice. So yeah, I'll give you that. Did you say to yourself, this is what I want to now do as a profession?
I didn't sit down in high school and say, okay, I'm gonna be a professional. I had the love for it. I played other sports. I'm from a famous sporting family, if you didn't know.
Talk to me.
My father, Lenny Hyde, he was a national footballer. And brothers that played. And Jahil Hyde, my younger brother, played football.
After Hyde, the name came, so Jahil, okay.
So I played a lot of other sports, and you know, when I was about 16 years old, my riding coach came to me and said, okay, Julian, you're doing well, you know, you're competing for the country. If you want to do this full time, you have to focus in. It can't be 2-3 sports.
And you said to yourself, yes?
So I had to sit down with also my dad, my mom, and you know, we decided that I should keep with the riding. You know, everybody plays football, everybody does track, but you know, do something different. And you know, I'm happy that I made that decision.
Growing up, we were always just exposed to the traditional careers: doctor, teacher, nurse, police, soldier. So for your parents from that age to embrace something not really in the main traditional what we're exposed to, I want to commend on your parents as well.
Well, yes, I mean, at the same time, you know, my mother's side of the family that wasn't really from a big sporting background. For them, it was, you know, more of a hobby, right?
You know, enjoy yourself. Boy, you know, you're hungry because you can't put food on the table.
But you'd still need to, you know, stick to it in school. You know, I always wanted to be a lawyer growing up, and you know, that was one of the focus going through high school. But life kind of just puts different choices in front of you.
But are you happy with the decision that you made?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, for me, as I said, coming out here every day to work here, I mean, I really put myself into what I do here. It's amazing. I get to travel all over the Caribbean, the world, to do what I love.
When you decided this is the career that I wanted to go into, how did we move from a 16-year-old Hyde into a full-blown career?
It's a long story, and let's walk and talk. I'll show you some more of the property.
All right, let's see what's happening.
Every day starts with care. Care that's always close. Supermed Family of Pharmacies is where you go for everything you need. From your morning routine to life's biggest moments. Supermed Family of Pharmacies is always by your side. Whether it's prescriptions or household essentials, trust the care that's close to home. Super happy, super healthy, Supermed.
In a world where innovation meets tradition, agriculture is evolving like never before. From the latest sustainable farming technologies to age-old practices passed down through generation, agriculture is
precious to me.
I love the animals. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I love working.
Join us right here on CVM TV every Sunday during news at 7 as we explore the people, the science, and the breakthroughs that are shaping the way we grow, eat, and live. You don't want to miss it. This is Farming Forward.
People, we now waste no time.
I am super excited to be on for another season to show you the Holy Road.
Listen, new adventures. Slim, get fluffy. That's cool. We're not going out, you know. Things are only getting hotter and hotter this season.
Click, pow. That must tell you something.
There's a great story happening just in our backyard. We are on the Holy Road again.
Question, you're 16 years old and you decided you're ready now to take on this as a career. What do you do next after that decision and conversation with the family?
We're exposed really young to competitions in the region through the Caribbean Equestrian Association, and through that exposure I was recognized and got an opportunity to go to Florida, to Wellington, to work for a year there with a professional rider. So, you know, got a lot of experience, got a lot of shows in, but parents were saying that I need to come back and finish up high school. Actually lost my mother when I was 19, right in that time when I came back home to Jamaica. So, you know, that was a part of, you know, coming back home and trying to re-establish myself here. You know, I did University of the West Indies.
But hold on, so after you decided you want to be an equestrian, to ride horses, to compete, what course that you know covers that?
Nothing at all, but my love for law started in high school, so I figured let me try and do a sociology degree. And to be honest, it wasn't really for me. I mean, I always try and encourage the kids that ride with me how important school is and education. But you know, honestly, for me, it wasn't happening. I really wanted to be out there riding and competing.
But do you have any regrets not completing your degree?
No regrets, but you know, sometimes you do think and say, you know, if it was a different path, where would I be? But I'm definitely happy with what I'm doing here and giving back.
This is your path, this is your story.
Yes.
And sometimes we try to compare our story and our path and our race, but we're all about one race to run.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you are running your race right now in your corner office right here.
Yeah. Got the opportunity to go to China 2 times to compete, once in the World Cup.
Florida, China?
Yeah, we did the World Jumping Finals in Morocco. So really, you know, put in a lot of work, a lot of effort into, you know, becoming a better horseman, a better rider. And then I got the inspiration actually from somebody here that, you know, Julian, maybe you should, you know, explore coaching.
Hold on, man, we're not coaching yet, man. Because you brought over the thing, you got Morocco. I don't know where Morocco. But you have been competing and you have been doing a good job, I'm assuming. How was some of those competing?
Yeah, the experience was great, amazing. I placed 4th overall in the end out of 22 riders, which is a good showing. Riding a strange horse, a horse that you only get to meet for like an hour before the day before the competition.
So you mastered this thing and you did extremely well.
Yes.
So as an accomplished person now in this scene now, what was next?
My coach, Mrs. Waits, she introduced me and said that maybe I should try doing some of the coaches courses that they have.
So you turned big coach now. Before we get to the coaching part, I think let us go somewhere else. One where the horses are, where the stables are, to get the conversation starting as a big top coach.
Yes, let's go into the stable.
Let's go on this side. Talk to me about the coaching part of business. You're now going to coaching. How the business start now?
Coaching started with me doing the courses. There are 4 levels.
Okay.
I'm now a level 2 coach. One of only 2 in the Caribbean.
Oh, nice.
I did my first one in Barbados and the second one in Cayman Islands.
Okay.
And came back home after that. And around that time, COVID came in. In about, when was it?
2020.
Yeah, 2020
thereabout.
And it really opened an avenue for me here where this sport was one of the first sports that you could actually come out and do, because it's a sport that you're not in close contact with the students. So a lot of people gravitated to coming out here to, get the experience to ride or to, try and see if the kids would take on to it.
Nice. So for many persons, when a disaster like this comes up, they will see it as a bad thing.
Yeah.
But in everybody is an opportunity.
Yes.
A good businessman can spot an opportunity,
yes,
even in the middle of a crisis, and I'm glad that you're able to do that.
Yeah, most definitely. It really grew from there. I was doing a lot of freelance teaching before, traveling around to different stables. Mrs. Waits and Mr. Mark Waits gave me the opportunity to stay here, to use the stable here on a more permanent basis. So, as I said, with COVID
so
coming
that was
in,
from when you got the stable to get to be used?
Yeah, I started here in 2018 on a more full-time basis. I used to travel back and forth from Bogwalk. It was hard for a lot of the riders to get to Bogwalk.
Yeah.
This was a more convenient, more central, closer to Kingston, Portmore, and staying here, COVID happening, a lot of people coming into the sport. Me and my wife were talking and we said, okay, Julian, you really need to get this business registered. You get the paperwork, get your tax, start doing it the right way.
So when did you register the business?
So the business was registered in 2022.
Okay.
So, we're still young, but with the years that I've put in before, it was a good transition to, have my clients from before just coming
over.
Yeah.
So do you find that there is a growing need for persons who want to do something like this? Is there a growing demand?
With what we've been doing with marketing and putting ourselves out there, we get calls every day, people wanting to try out, get an introduction, or to even come and just see what it is that we do here. So
for a business like this, the horses, do you buy horse, you rent horse? Is it capital intensive? How you get the things to start?
Well, it's definitely capital intensive. Well, a lot of the horses that we get, we build relationships with the racetrack.
Okay.
A lot of the horses that we have here are either former race horses or one that was probably too slow for the track. So we try and get them through different avenues because it's a lot to maintain. And we do have some horses that are privately owned, and we have horses that are leased, that I own, that I lease to some of my riders. And then we have horses that belong to the riding school that are here, help with the young kids, building the young kids up.
Okay, now I could not wrap my mind around how it is that you get the horses, you lease horse, you rent horse, you buy the horses, and the business happening, and persons are coming in. From a business perspective though, running a business like this, what are some of the challenges that as an entrepreneur, as a business owner in this corner office that you face?
Well, as any farmer, just the maintenance and dealing with the animals. One of the biggest things for me is the feed cost. I mean, every month it seems like the feed costs go up. So just really tailoring what it is I'm doing here to try and offset, just the extra cost. So with the horses themselves, I don't really make any money off of the horses is the lessons that I make them off. So what I charge for the horses or to keep the horses here really just covers the basic.
That's part of the overhead of running an actual business, maintaining of the horses and property, etc. And the income is from the training part of things. Okay, but it must take some level of patience, hard work, because everybody cannot do this. It doesn't. But it brings me back to how you were growing up, because you mentioned that you had animals. You had to go goat and pig and chicken. And those seeds that would have been sown from your younger years, from your parents, I think, and you can confirm, those contribute now in this area to be a successful businessman, because it takes time. It takes effort, it takes commitment and hard work, and those seeds were planted from them time then.
And I think just the love that I have for the sport and for the animals, it really makes it a lot easier. And I always tell kids, whoever it is that comes out, and sometimes we have schools that come in, really just find what you love, because then it doesn't really seem like work to me. I'm here every morning, I'm breaking up the place, cleaning out the stables, and it's not work to me.
All right, let us see if it's work, because I want to try if I can be an equestrian. So let me see if you're the real top coach now in coaching Carlton, and how hard that will be in being a real equestrian.
Yes, I know I'm a patient man, so I know I'll need that now.
Trust me, you need that now to get going. So we'll go from here, to get the class started.
All right, I'm sure you have to get changed. You need your jeans, you need your boots, everything.
All right, let's go. All right, let's get moving.
All right,
get that going. So.
Great news, St. Thomas. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company is now in your parish, bringing safe, reliable, and affordable transportation right across your doorstep. We understand the challenges citizens face in the rural communities, and this is why the government is working hard to provide ease of transportation to all citizens across Jamaica. With easy-to-access routes, we can now travel comfortably to Kingston and beyond. No more long wait and travel time. We have more travel options. St. Thomas, your journey just got better. Ride with JUTC. Safe, reliable, and affordable transportation for all.
Well, I'm very comfortable.
A long time St. Thomas did a bus route like this.
Easier and cheaper.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Where the difference is made. Where titles are decided. Where respect is earned. Excel here and you could go down in history. It's the final third. CVM TV's weekly JPL preview show every Sunday, starting 30 minutes before our live broadcast. Get insight, analysis, and hear from your favorite players weekly, just before we bring you our feature broadcast for the day. Move from defense to attack and join us in the final third. This and every Sunday until the end of the JPL season.
Rise with Sunrise. Spend your Friday with Tammy and Yendi. First up, it's R to the E to the ACT. React. Then we get fit for Fete as the carnival season approaches. We'll wrap your morning with music. DeMarco and Bugle are checking in. You've never seen a sunrise like this.
So we're going to change off, ready to the next big equestrian.
look in the part, man. You look in the part.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah. So this is Your Love.
Your Love?
Yes. She's a thoroughbred mare, which means she was bred for racing.
Okay.
We've had her actually on this side of the farm for maybe about 3 months. But she's been with us for the past 2 years. She's very quiet, very easy. She's good for the beginners like you.
Okay. That was my worry.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take her out a little so I can show you some of what we use, some of the stuff that we use here. So
come on, Dear Love. Let's stop one today.
Yeah, so what we have here is the whole tack. We call it the tack. And the tack is made up of the bridle, which you see on her head here, which is very basic. Some of them are very fancy, but the main parts of the bridle is the bit, which goes in the mouth, which helps you with the steering and control of your horse. And the bit is attached to this rein, which you use for the steering and control. And then you probably know this.
The saddle.
The saddle, yes, correct. So the saddle, we need to have a proper saddle to sit in, to feel comfortable on the horse's back. Very important is our girth. So just like how we have on our belt that hold our pants up, this girth needs to be secure and tight.
And it's comfortable for the horse?
Yes, to keep the saddle secure.
Okay.
So, very basic setup here, but this is what we usually start the horses and the new riders out with.
So your new riders generally on the first day they start riding?
Yeah, I like to put them up right away. They have to get the feel of it, get used to it. And sometimes it can be nerve-wracking at first, but by the end everybody is feeling good.
Okay and comfortable. Yeah. All right, we'll see what's going on.
Nice.
Murder.
Good one. You're good.
I cannot do this.
You can pull back on both together. And you see her response there. Then if you want to move forward again, a little kick, a little harder. Good. Keep your hand on the saddle while you do it, yeah. Slowly. And down. Good. The legs feeling a little.
I'm telling you, this is not for me. This is not for me. But Sir Hyde, going through the process a while ago and hearing the conversations from young Hyde from age 7 and deciding that you wanted to do this as a career. And then you start the coaching business and it has been going for the last from 2018.
Yeah.
I want to commend the efforts. But where do you see yourself in this? Another 5 years, another 2 years. What are your goals that you want for your business?
To build a sport. One of my goals in starting the business too was to give back. So I do a lot of programs with less fortunate kids coming in that don't have the means and the ways, just to, as I say, introduce them to the horses. So definitely doing a lot more where that is concerned. But I've also teamed up with a few other coaches throughout the Caribbean. One, his name is Ray Birch, and another Sean Limapo from Suriname. So we formed the Caribbean Equestrian Academy, where we're highlighting students from the different islands, giving them different opportunities for international shows and training camps in the different countries. So we've just gotten it going for the last year. We've gotten a spot in Ocala, Florida, where we take the students up for training camps, for competitions.
Nice.
And we're trying to build that on the Caribbean and hopefully on the international scene.
So you're actually expanding your corner office?
Yes.
It's no longer one location, you have no branches or Caribbean branch at this point in time?
Yes.
And I love that. Nice. It was a pleasure being in your corner office.
Yeah, man.
And it's such a unique corner office. You've never seen another office like this before. And I want to big you up, sir. And thank you for having us here today to have the experience on your ranch, at your royal farm, at your 50-acre. It was a pleasure being here, sir.
Yeah, man. And thank you for having me. And thank you for the advice. And thank you for everything.
Definitely.
It was really a joy having you.
Definitely. And when you make all the money, you call me, I invest the money for you.
Yes, why not?
Good stuff. Your love, it was a pleasure, your love. Yeah, man, you were nice and patient. And I love that. I love that. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, your love. All right, big up yourself, sir.
Take it easy, man.
Good. Yes, man.
People, we now waste no time.
I am super excited to be on for another season to show you the whole road.
Listen, new adventures. Slim get fluffy. That's cool. We're not going out, Things are only getting hotter and hotter this season.
Click, pow. That must tell you something.
There's a great story happening just in our backyard. We are on the Holy Road again.
I love waking up every day in this country. This is where I was born and raised. I have such a passion for my country, and for me this is home. In Jamaica, a lot of people, they look at just like beach, sea, sand, but our mountains are something to behold. It's majestic up there, and it's a different type of peace. It's a different type of lifestyle completely. I could mention many different places that are amazing, but the one thing I do love about Jamaica as well is that you can find that relaxation, you can find that chill in your backyard. Apart from it being an incredibly beautiful country, an incredibly beautiful island, we have a wonderful, wonderful culture, wonderful, vibrant, colorful people. There is definitely a realness to Jamaica. There's definitely something that no matter what keeps you in touch with reality here. Why come to Jamaica? It all comes back down to Jamaica as a whole. You know, the food, the music,